There's a lot of dating advice out there that are contradictory.
Just be yourself. The girl will like you for you. When you stop trying, that's attractive. Don't be yourself, bro. Model the best. Model someone who already works. Copy what they're doing. If you've been yourself and it hasn't worked, why do you continue to be yourself? Don't text her right away. Give her the gift of missing you. Deliberately wait before you text back. You text her whenever you want, bro. You text her right away if you want. Don't text her if you don't want to. The point is, don't think about it. Just text her whenever you feel like it. That's the point. Listen to me, because I know best. You gotta be alpha, bro. You gotta be dominant. You gotta be mysterious. That's how women like you. You gotta be empathetic. You gotta listen to the woman. Listen to what she's saying to you. And she's gonna like you and be empathetic back to you.
All this is pretty confusing, right? So what can you do? Should we just give up? Be single forever? No, of course not. Here's my take. Whenever you hear dating advice, it usually has these two things. One is it's based on that person's experience of dating. For example, if your dating coach is a white guy in Eastern Europe, he's gonna have that experience. If your dating coach are some black guys in Miami, they know how to game as a black guy to get the type of girls that they like. If your dating coach is in San Francisco in California, he understands how to date the type of girls there. It's always based on their demographic and their life experience and the type of girls that they want. The second thing you should know is that any dating system or any dating advice is that person's perspective of trying to capture what they perceive to be reality. Trying to capture reality is impossible. What we do have are models that reflect a part of reality that you can take and you can try to adapt to your world. And what I've done getting into all these contradictory advice is I would try to take the principle behind it. Let me give you an example. Earlier you saw the example, the girl will like you for you. When you stop trying, that's when girls come because that's attractive, right? What is the principle behind that advice? The principle is if you're someone who can honestly express yourself at all times, if you can really communicate in a very down-to-earth way what you're thinking, that can be attractive at the right time. The principle is if you're a guy who's just saying things to say them, like you copied it from some other guy or some other girl, you are saying things that you don't mean, like, oh yeah, sure, I'll buy you dinner, when you really don't want to. Oh sure, I'll take you shopping. That's incongruent to who you are. So when you take those principles of just be yourself, oh, just be yourself actually means sometimes being really down to earth and nonchalant, other times not saying things that you don't mean. Those two principles are attractive. Don't text her right away. Give her the gift of missing you. What's the principle behind that? That means don't schedule your day around texting her. Oh, I'm gonna, set an alarm for 7 hours. I'm gonna text her 7 hours from now because that's what the book says. I'm not gonna wait for her text and spend an hour trying to think of a response, right? Instead, what's the principle? Okay, I'm gonna reserve a certain time in my day to respond to my texts, and I'm gonna learn from my texts what to do and what not to do, and to learn the lesson behind the text, right? That's the principle. When you learn the authentic attraction cycle, even that, I would say, learn from me, sure, but you still have to remember that's my perception of reality. That's my closest model. But again, it's based on my opinion. So even for me as a coach, when you take the information, take a moment there before you absorb the information and see what's real for me. What can I get from this that's congruent to who I am, rather than just copying who I am. Because if you just copy me, you're just gonna be a clone of me. And I don't even think I'm that cool, okay? Another mistake people make is that they try to learn from a lot of different coaches, a lot of different theories, and you get really, really confused. When I was learning salsa dancing, when I was learning martial arts, here's what my mentor taught me. Learn the basics, the fundamentals of salsa dancing, and the fundamentals of jiu-jitsu, up to a point where you're competent. For example, in salsa, I know that on 2, there's a certain beat to the music that I have to follow. I learned the basics of muscle isolation, right, on my movements. In martial arts, I learned the basics of grappling, floor work, and how to shift weight between my legs and my body to execute a certain movement. After I got to a point where I was competent, where I knew the principles and the fundamentals of what I was doing, then when I picked up boxing, when I picked up other forms of dance, bachata, waltz, I now had something to compare it to. And I now had a foundation in which I could see the parallels between the different dances and the different types of martial arts. Okay, same thing with dating. If you're learning a new skill set, whether you're learning it from me, with the high integrity skills and the authentic attraction model, or you're learning it from some other guy. Learn it up to a point where you can get results and you're competent and you understand the basic principles. Then you take those principles and you try another way and see what works for you. But what you don't want to do is dibble dabble in different things, right? Jack of all trades, but a master of none. That is not how you learn skills, any skill, in my opinion, especially not dating skills. If what you're seeing on my channel resonates with you, a really fast way to do this is just to get my introductory course, The First Date Formula. You can also download 33 lines completely free at this link here and the description below. So check out the free resources at this link or the links below, and I'll see you in the next one.
This channel is awesome. Subscribe here. Watch another video here. Here. Subscribe here.